So, Phil, good to see you, man.
How are we doing, mate? All right.
Again, you're back on the channel again.
Again, mate, again, yeah.
How long ago? Because you had the Bentley Bentayga.
Must be 2 years ago.
It must be at least 2 years. Yeah. Do you know what? I reckon it was 2 years ago, because I had just sold my M5 then, which was like my own car. You come down that week to sell your car, and I was so wowed by it. It was such a nice thing, wasn't it? So you moved on from that.
Yeah, I got rid of that, and then I had an Audi R8 Spider, because this were getting built in the background.
Okay.
When this got finished, then I got shut of the Spider and then just kept this.
Because I remember you saying about this at the time, this is one of the most impressive cars I think we've ever had on the channel. Like,
it's had everything done.
So did it have it all done in your ownership? Did you buy it? It was completely stock when you bought it?
Yeah, I bought it brand new, yeah.
So you bought a Ford Ranger Wild Track?
Yeah.
And then you sent it to the what's the company called?
So we sent it to G-Force 4x4 in Halifax. They did the body work on it and did a little bit of framework on the back seats. They built most of it, to be fair. It went down to Peterborough to Raven Hydraulics for the suspension, and a company in Manchester called Auto Trim. They did the trimming of the interior.
The interior is stunning.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
We'll jump in there shortly and show everyone, but yeah, it is absolutely stunning. So what was the motive? What do you do for work again as well? Like, is it a work vehicle?
No, I mean, to be honest, it was a funny time, wasn't it, because it was COVID.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of work on. And I'd bought this, but I was away a lot, so I thought, oh well, you know, I was having a look through and I thought, oh well, how can I make it look a bit better, you know, for when I'm back. And that was it. I just opened the box and it was like, oh well, you can do this and you can do that and you can do this, and I was like, oh, we'll do this and do that. So I was just like, well, you know, I've got the time, so yeah, you know, let them go ahead and just do it.
It's kind of everyone's dream to buy a car and just absolutely go to town on it.
Yeah.
You love cars, you're a petrolhead.
Yeah.
Trucks are cool as well. I was actually saying to my little boy yesterday, we pointed a truck out on the road, and I think they could have just had that VW Amarok over there coming.
Yeah, I used to have one of them. They're you know, well, I've got a new one now.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you've got a new truck.
Yeah.
Nice, but yeah, they're. I do love a truck, and this is like the ultimate meme machine, the ultimate boy's toy, isn't it? You bought it new. Do you mind talking about money?
No, you go for it.
Yeah,
you go for it.
Because this must.
Maybe could do it sitting down.
This is like, it is like from every angle. Like, you look at the front, the sides, the arches, the wheels, the tyres, the roof, the light, everything.
There's nothing original about that truck.
It's unreal, isn't it?
Yeah, the only thing original about that truck is probably the roof panel, and that's about it. You know?
So it started out life as a 2-litre diesel, yeah?
2-litre diesel, yeah.
And
it still is a 2-litre diesel.
It still is a 2-litre. No way, it sounds unreal, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does get. A lot of people, you know, it does fool them, but it's that dual active sound, the Miltech system that's sat behind the rear wheels. But the exhaust system, that's all genuine, the G-Wagon style exhaust. But because the sound is so close to where the exhausts are, you're still getting the feeling that it's coming from where it is.
From the rear, yeah.
Yeah. So if you're stuck in traffic, you'll always get. The people who are in the know will go past with their head out of the window and then wait to try and hear, so they can hear the engine. You know, the rattle of the diesel.
Coming from the engine.
No.
But then, even like from the outside standard, because it is on the outside, not on the inside. Yeah. It just sounds good, doesn't it? Does it sound good on the inside when you're driving it then as well?
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, with it just being a speaker. Yeah. You know, if you don't like the drone, you can just turn it off. The
truck new, how much was it?
The truck new were about 32 grand.
Okay.
Back then, so that shows you how much things have changed since COVID, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because the new one now is 50 odd, is it?
Yeah, they're a lot more money.
Yeah. So
you luckily bought it at the right time from that point of view.
Yeah.
And then the first step of the journey was what? The body kit.
Yeah. I can tell you how much it cost to build, plus the cost of buying it. I mean, there's about 100 grand's worth of mods there. Mods
on top of what
I paid for it.
Wow.
To be fair, some of that is some stuff I didn't like and I took off and I got other things instead. So that's all in there. You know, so some stuff did work, some stuff didn't. There's an awful lot of stuff in there that I wasn't really bothered about having, but you can't really see until you press the buttons. So, you know, you can either have it or you don't. It's up to you. You know?
Oh my God, man, that is so cool.
But yeah, it was just a matter of go for it. You know, find the bits that I wanted and just pick the bits.
And you've kept adding to it, and it is the thing that it is today. So how many miles have you done it in total now? What's the mileage?
17,000.
So it ain't travelled, well, I suppose.
It's only 4 years old.
Yeah.
But it was serviced by Ford It's had 2 services by Ford and an oil change by Ford, because I like to keep up to stuff and make sure everything's so even though it's 117,000, it's been well catered for.
So how much are you open to get for it? Like, how do you put a price?
How do you put a price on
a car like this?
How do you put a price on it? You just can't, can you? It's I suppose for someone looking at it on a screen or in a trader or something like that, then you've got to make it sort of price attractive. If you put that, so you've got that new Amarok there, you sit in that and you sit in that, you would rather be sat in that all day long. You know what I mean? But that doesn't come across in photos. So I suppose with the pricing, you're going to take a kick because you need to get people to come and see it. Yeah,
and I think that's why sometimes, like when you originally showed me the pictures of it, I was impressed. But I agree with you. In front of you, it looks like it looks surreal. You kind of forget that it's a Ford Ranger. It feels like I don't know, it just feels like a completely different thing altogether.
It looks completely different when you stood in front of it.
It actually does.
It doesn't, it photos like a Ford Ranger, you sort of know what it's like. And to be fair, G-Wagons I think are similar to look at, because when you look at a G-Wagon on a photo, it's just a G-Wagon, but when you go up close to them, they're huge. Yeah, they're huge. And that's what you get with that. It's, it looks like, so you know what you're getting for it, and then you come up and you realise how wide it is, and how big it is, and how imposing it is. Yeah, you don't feel presence, do you? For a picture, but you do when the only way you feel presence is with something in front of you. And I don't know, even all the front bumper and the big lights as well, they're a big feature. Even as if I walk out here and just stand there and look at it from this age, it's mad. And you've got the plate as well, so Berserker, is that? Well, what we're going to do is, so like I say, COVID, everything was changing. They were saying, small businesses need to try and diversify to survive, sort of thing. And I was like, well, what would I do? So I was working away, I had this truck, I was doing this truck, and I thought, if I can get something like, then maybe I'll go all out, get some moulds made, and make my own kit, completely different to this. And maybe try churning out some kits, because I know that the Ford Rangers, the modern the Ford Rangers, you see loads of them going about. There's demand for it, definitely. Yeah, there is, And I just thought, I might do my own thing, but as time's gone on, I've just got busier with my other stuff, and it's just sort of petered out a little bit. So is that what Berserker is? That would have been? Yeah, that would have been the brand. That would have been your own brand? Yeah. Oh, right. Because I was Googling it this morning. Looking, because it's a good brand. I like the name. You're a bit of an entrepreneur, aren't you? Yeah, well, that's it, because to be fair, I've still got this, and I thought, well, the idea it'd be, if we do sell this, to maybe use the money raised by this to actually do the kits. Do you know what I mean? So onto a new shape model. So you're still on the fence of maybe doing it? Maybe. That's wicked. Even like it's sitting high, I'm guessing it's on a lift kit, it's got suspension. Well, the suspension's all hydraulic, so it'll drop. Oh, is it? It's on, so it's on airbags? Well, so, no, it's the system on this, so the hydraulics raises the body from the wheels. Okay. The suspension is all run in the back of the truck. And there's like a spring setup. So what we've got is it does ride hard, because eventually the plan was to also put a Mustang engine in it. So there's a company in Leeds have got a tie up with a company in Australia that do all the fitting kits. Okay. And they were going to put a 5 litre crate motor in. My God. And get all the adaptation kits, but. Again, that were going to be 30 grand plus VAT. It's a big, expensive job. It's a massive job. So the suspension does ride a bit hard, but it needs to be a little bit stiff for doing what you're going to be doing. But all the brakes have been changed out. So Ford Rangers usually they have drums on the back, but this has got discs all the way around. Oh, wicked! And it's got big discs, so you can see. Yeah, I did notice the big discs. Yeah. So it all sort of been set up to go that way, Strangely, I feel like. The fact that it's a diesel is quite appealing, I think, to a lot of people. I think if it was a big V8, I know it's a show car, so it would be cool if it had a V8 under the bonnet. But then at the same time, to daily drive, someone might use it for its purpose, and it's kind of a work. It's not a work vehicle, but I think someone would get some good use out of it. And being a 2 litre diesel, it does make it kind of practical to a certain extent. And then driving wise, I can imagine it probably, like your one must be a joy to drive because it's on big soft tyres. And well that's it. So it does ride hard, It rides a little bit, a little bit bouncy. But, what I was going to do to change things, again, if we were going to be keeping it, I was going to downsize the wheels, go for the same sort of offset, same width, drop down to 18-inch and go for some big fat tyres. It's an horses for courses sort of vehicle, isn't it?
It definitely is, yeah. But with the way you've got it today, it looks unreal. Like, it looks incredible. And yeah, I'm looking. We'll jump inside actually now, and we're going to do the usual thing: the car vertical and the valuation.
Yeah.
See what it books at today. But that's
How would
kind
you
of
book that?
Yeah, but we'll only book it based on it being a standard vehicle.
Track, yeah.
So. Yeah, we'll do it anyway. We'll talk more about values because it's an interesting conversation, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then yeah, we'll go for a little drive in it and see what it's like on the road. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Oh my God!
Have you not seen interior in back?
I've not seen it in the back. Nah. It just even the class of it, the quality of it.
Oh yeah.
It's seriously high end, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, there's been over 25,000 quid spent in here.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Even the Alcantara headlining, which I love an Alcantara headlining. The orange stitching. Who done the interior, did you say?
Auto Trim in Denton.
They've done such a good job, haven't they?
Oh, they are, you know, they do some really good stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, I had to wait, but I knew that they were the best.
They have done, like, even the colour match from that to that, it's bang on.
Well, see, so in your normal Rangers, this is all scratchy plastic. So this is they had to send the door cards off to Scotland, have them dissected, so then it could be trimmed in leather.
Oh my God.
That's the level. So just when I was saying nothing's been touched, what I didn't like when I got it were there was too much scratchy plastic. So this has all been trimmed in leather. The glove box all trimmed in leather. This is all trimmed in leather. Your door pockets down there is Alcantara inside your door pocket. Obviously this is Alcantara, that's Alcantara, this is Alcantara. I had all these took out and spray painted. Oh, there you go. So usually this is scratchy plastic, but it's all nice finished stuff.
It is very, literally.
All the front of the stereo has been removed and painted. All this has been painted. All this has been painted. So I didn't want any I didn't want any cheap materials in here.
Yeah, but it's so good. Even though I was just saying off camera about the sun visors, the quality of the stitching, it's just so nice and neat. Even the grab handles there.
Yeah. Everything's been done so when you touch something, it doesn't feel cheap.
Yeah.
And then obviously to get it to that stage, this was just a bare shell in here. There were no dashboard, nothing in here. And while it were in that state, everything's been dodo matted inside.
Oh, wow.
This is all dodo matted behind the roof, the doors, behind the dashboard, under the floor, behind the seats.
Blimey.
A post, B post, C post, bigger stereo put in it.
Ah, no way! You've literally done everything.
Yeah, everything.
What's the little crystals on the?
So this is it. So when I was doing this, Rolls-Royce brought out the Starlight headliner with a shooting star.
Oh yeah.
So those are your shooting stars. So they go in there and stop there. So then it splatters.
No way.
You know what I mean?
We'd have to look at that as well. Shall I start it out? Get the aircon on. Yeah, literally everything. The steering wheel's been done. So that's this again.
That's the original logo.
It's wicked that you managed to find someone to accommodate, you know, your ideas.
Well, I think that's that old saying, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's you can have what you want as long as your pockets are deep.
Pay for it, yeah. You paid for it. So what's all this up here?
So this is all for your lights. So this will bring on the little amber lights. So all the little square lights have got an amber backlight. That also turns on all the undercar lighting.
Oh wow.
That turns on your starlights.
Nice.
So do you see the little stars and shoot? Right, okay, so that one turns on the big spots at the back.
Yeah.
That one turns on the light bar at the front. This one turns the ones on in the grille.
You can see how they're lighting up the whole of Binker there. It's daylight.
That one, there's another little light bar in the bumper, and that turns them little square ones on there. So now you're fully lit there.
Cool. All right. This is
right. So that's been built for an iPad.
Okay.
And there's 2 wireless charging pockets in there.
Wicked. I just see the shooting stars.
Yeah.
So they just go off randomly then?
Yeah, random. Yeah.
Let's look at let's do the car vertical, which is I know it's going to be quite pointless, but we're going to do it anyway because it's standard practice on the channel. Obviously you wouldn't have done one when you bought it because you bought it brand new, and obviously you've owned it the whole time, so Yeah, it is obviously all good. A 2020 car. Mileage is all good. No finance, no damage, and it's not been stolen before either. Mileage wise, it does give you an idea of what the mileage sort of should have gone like, because obviously you've barely driven it, and the most recent mileage register there was 16,000 miles. But yeah, it's all good. I'm sure I'll be able to find a crashed Ford Ranger somewhere on the internet. If I do, I'll show you an example one now. And that's not what you want to see when you do a Carvetto check. I will link them in the description below. Make sure you use my code CCD to get a discount. Is there anything else I want to show on here? Even the timeline, there's not, you know, there is only 4 records. It wouldn't have had an MOT for the first 3 years, obviously.
Yeah.
And
so show with 2 owners, me and someone else. That's because I had it from the leasing company. So the leasing company had it, and then I bought it.
And then you bought it off of them.
So it was about 200 mile on it when I bought it.
Okay, yeah, you can actually see that there, August 2021. So you've actually, it's been in your ownership as such.
Yeah.
For the last 3 years. Valuation. What's it on now? Just, we've got it down 17.5, but 17.8 it's on at the minute. MOT's recently been done in July 2025. Auto Trader ain't giving us a valuation for some reason, but it's saying the retail value of a stock car, this is just pointless talking about this really, would have been £23,250. But is there still VAT on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's owned by my business.
Yeah, okay. So how much, what are you hoping to get for it?
It's all coming for, isn't it, you know? I don't know. I mean, I spoke to Jerome and I was like, what, you know?
Do you know, let's hold that for the, let's go for a drive in it.
Yeah.
Let's hold the money talk till the end of the video.
Yeah.
I like to keep everyone waiting. Let's sit that on.
Yeah, no need for draggy times though, you know?
Nah, not today. Did we do that in the Bentley?
No, you know something we should have done?
We should have done.
We really should have done. Because I just think, you know, cars just have party pieces, don't they? And I think that Bentley's party piece would definitely be in the draggy time.
Yeah, I actually, I watched that video back myself the other day, funny enough, because I still look at Bentley Bentegas. The reason why I don't have not just the reason why I don't have my own car, mainly because, you know, I'm full steam ahead with the business, just like I just said, you know, business come first. But secondly, because I want one car that ticks all the boxes, and there basically isn't such thing. There's no such thing. Whereas a Bentley Bentayga, they pretty much do tick every box.
Oh yeah.
They're so good.
I think, you know, the only problem with Bentleys in general is it's the servicing.
Yeah.
You know, it's every 10,000 miles, and it's a guaranteed minimum £2,000 every shot. Do you know what I mean? And you've got to stick with Bentley main dealer, really. Yeah. Because you want to keep your warranty up. If you got, you know, if you're thinking, well, you know, I don't need the warranty, I'll go solo. That's going to bite you really hard.
Yeah. You know, yeah, because you've done all that with your one, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
You took it to Bentley. You got it all
20 grand. Yeah.
Signed off by them, basically.
Yeah.
Just remind us what you do for business.
So we do a lot of stuff for maintenance work, like McDonald's wise and distribution centres and stuff like that. And
did you start that business during lockdown?
No, I've messed about with the refrigeration side of stuff for 25 years.
But was there not like an episode during lockdown where things were tough and then you had to relaunch or something?
Right, well,
I remember you telling me a story.
Everything came to a grinding halt, didn't it?
Yeah.
But a guy that I know, he was dealing with the chemical side of stuff, chemicals that we used to use for them, and he was like, he gave me a call and just said, listen Phil, I've got don't know how busy you are, but I've got a load of work that needs doing for factories that need, and shops and stuff like that, that are needing spraying with chemical before people can go in and work there.
That was it.
So fogging. So I says, well, yeah, you know, I've got the people. If you've got the work, and that was it. We took it off from that, and we ended up doing a load of that work.
Oh right,
We did all Bicester Village and stuff.
So that, yeah, I remember you saying that there was like a bit of a wave.
Yeah.
In business.
Yeah, and then that was all that finished, and then it just sort of me old work came back in and continued on. Do you know what I mean? So it were a funny time.
Yeah, it was a funny time for everyone. It was a challenging time, wasn't it?
Yeah, seeing the M25 with nobody on it and centre of London, just being able to drive round streets.
I know, it was actually nice, wasn't it? It was nice.
It was just weird to see, because I used to live in Ipswich years ago, and Tesco. I used to do some stuff for Tesco, and central London were like all my area, and that were how we used to see in London like that, you know. So to go in lockdown and see how things had changed, it was literally like one of them.
Like a movie.
Disaster movie.
It was literally like a Will Smith movie, wasn't it?
Well, yeah.
It was weird. It was nice. Obviously, with all the negative that was going on in the world, that side of it obviously weren't nice, but the positive side is like life was just pleasant, wasn't it? Yeah. It was just nice being out on the roads, and for us, some of us could go to work still, and it was just, it was strange. London, like you say in particular, it was just a strange experience seeing London so quiet. So the car, anyway, it's driving kind of as you said it. It's very, very. You can feel that every bump, I
suppose it drives more like a sports car than it does a truck.
It actually does. You're right. But the premium feel of this interior is not something you'd expect in a truck. It's like it's weird. It's so nice. It's like it's got extended leather from factory. But
I mean any leather that was in this from original is obviously gone. It's been took out, and everything that you can see leather-wise is all Napa leather. It's all expensive leather.
It's lovely leather.
At the time, obviously, I had that Bentayga, and I had a Bentley Mulsanne before that, and the girlfriend, she had a Range Rover Sport. And when I was doing this, I thought, well, surely I can get this to feel like them. It's only materials.
Yeah, you know, you're right.
So that's sort of what I went for. I went for something that I just feel really special inside. And then when it came to the seats, rather than just trimming the normal seats, I thought, well, it wants to be nice when it's parked up and someone's looking at it.
Yeah.
So you can see the bucket seats.
Yeah, it's got proper bucket seats. Yeah, but they're comfortable, and they're.
Oh yeah.
Even doing the 2 seats in the rear, like that was kind of brave, if anything. But it's part of the overall image of the car, isn't it?
But the thing what you're going to get with this, you're not going to get another one, because who's going to spend £100,000 building a Ford Ranger plus the price of the vehicle? No one's ever going to do it. You know, I think a lot of people, when I've been trying to get an idea of price wise, have compared it to the stuff that's built by Dirty Unicorn and Deranged and DV8 and Seeker. But I think the difference with this and them is this has been built without a budget.
Yeah, and that changes things.
Yeah, because you can't build this and expect to then turn a profit on it. You know, them guys have got to make a profit. You know?
Of course.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
But this hasn't been built to personally satisfy me.
Yeah, you haven't considered like money or profits not come into your mind.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just been, you know.
How do I want it? Yeah. I want it like this. I want it like that.
And there were a lot of stuff that it was like, oh, well, we can't do that, you know. It's well, we wouldn't know where we get. So I'd go away and I'd source stuff, and
really, so you got involved with it like that.
Oh yeah. Go away, source it, bring it in, you know, get all the bits and pieces and together, and a lot of stuff that came in. A lot of it's off the shelf stuff, but the stuff that came in off the shelf, I then had taken away, chopped up and customised. So again, it'd suit the one of the truck, you know.
Yeah. So why are you selling it?
A multitude of things, really. I've got the other Amarok. So do I use the funding from this to then go on and build my own kits and do a kit of my absolute own design? Or I've just moved house, so do we, you know, there's an awful lot of stuff that we want to do to the house, so do we pump it into that? Then, you know, and then after the house is done, maybe then have a pop at something else. No, you know, it's one of them, and it's see what happens when it happens, sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know, but
it'd be cool to see you go off and make it a business. There's a lot involved with it, and I'm sure you're busy day to day with doing what you're doing.
Yeah, well, that's it, innit? Do you know what I mean? But it is something that I would want to do.
Yeah.
But whether that actually materialises or not, I don't know. We just have to see. How much renovations the house needs.
Yeah. I suppose the house is priority, but then, and also if it does become a business, it needs to earn money. Back to the subject of money.
Yes.
I suppose it ain't a sore subject for you. You get it. You know, you're not.
Oh no,
because you're going to lose money.
I think the way you've got to see it is, you've got to enjoy the money you get while you're here, while you've got it,
Yeah.
And I've had it, I've enjoyed it, it's here. And doing stuff like this with it being on YouTube and stuff like that, that's something that I can refer to this vehicle for life.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
this...
So I've had my phone, I've had the money down, draw some money out and do something else with the money.
Yeah, and
you've got the benefit
of the video being online forever.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It feels nice. My little boy would love this. If I took pick Kai up this, he'd be like, Dad,
listen, you need to do it.
Yeah.
You need to do it.
Yeah, I actually do.
You do need it, because this, out of all the cars I've had, and I've had all sorts, like when I was younger I had Escort Cosworth, Subaru Imprezas, that kind of stuff. And as I've got older, I've had the Bentleys and the Spider R8 and obviously this. And this gets more attention than any other vehicle I have had ever.
I bet.
From all kinds. I mean, there's sometimes when I've been to park, I come back and I had like 4 or 5 old fellas stood around it, like in the 70s, 80s.
Really?
Yeah.
So all range ranges.
Like, wow, what is it? I said, it's Scotch range. It's not like one.
It just doesn't look like one at all. And it gets better when you put your head inside the door as well.
Oh yeah.
So it looks like unreal from the outside, and then you put your head inside here and you think, wow.
But, I mean, you've just got to put your head in and keep on going, haven't you? Do you know what I mean? It's, if you're going to do it all outside, last thing you want to do is have a disappointment when you open the door. Yeah. And that was the whole thing about, eventually getting down to doing engine, so it'd be like a complete thing.
Yeah. It drives nice though.
Yeah. I mean, would you really race it round as a 5 litre V8? Probably not,
I suppose it would be cool. It would be cool if it had a V8. Without doubt, like it's actually not even up for debate. A V8 would be better, but for the price point of a V8, like you said earlier, did you say £30,000?
30,000 plus to that, yeah.
That's just crazy money. That's like you can buy a whole new truck for that.
Yeah.
Like it's just.
So there's easier ways to put a V8 in it.
Yeah.
Much easier ways to put a V8 in it. There are a lot cheaper ways, but by going the route I was going, you'd have retained everything. So you'd have retained your electric power steering, and you'd have retained all the Ford stuff, and it'd have all felt
factory. Yeah.
So that I didn't want to butcher something and
feel like a
lose a little bit.
Kit car. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, that's important. Even me with my M3 Touring, I'm trying to build it so it feels factory.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. It takes the enjoyment out of the car. So, what's the value today then? What's the value, Phil? In a situation like this, what I would always say, like there's no solid way of valuing a car like this. Generally, with modifications, we say about a third of the value of what's been added to it, you'd add to the price of the car today. So if it booked at, say, I think the trade value was something like 18 grand, was that right? And then the value of what you spent on it is 100 grand. Well, you'd be in the region of 45 to 50 grand, I would say.
When I spoke to Jerome, that's sort of where I was.
Okay.
To be honest, I was like, is it 40 grand plus the VAT? Is it 30 odd plus the VAT?
Yeah.
I said the only way we're going to really find out is to see,
test the water.
Yeah, there's no else out there. I mean, like I say, you can only look at the stuff from your Dirty Unicorns, your Deranged, and your other bits and pieces. There's plenty of Ford Rangers out there that have been modified. There's one for sale not far from where I am now, and I think that's some 20,000 mile more than this, but it's a year younger. Okay. But same engine and all that stuff, and that's 30 grand plus the VAT.
Okay, so that's
got some stick-on arches and some alloy wheels.
But this is a different league to that.
Another one there, look at that.
Yeah.
There's a fair bit of it going about, isn't there?
Yeah, there is, yeah. We said earlier about seeing it in person compared to seeing it in pictures. This video, I know it ain't as in person as such, but this video would do this car justice. This is what it needs. It needs to be seen on a YouTube channel, and we'll get shots of everything, and people will love this car. Like, even when you said you're going to come down for a video, I thought this is going to be wicked for the channel.
Yeah.
Someone out there will fall in love with this car.
It's absolutely made for this sort of channel.
Yeah, it is.
Because it's a car that's been done absolutely inside out. There's not many of them around.
Nah.
And there's very, very few, even fewer for sale,
Yeah.
So
cool. All right, well, yeah, we're not going to offer to buy it off you. I want to try and get you the right money for it, so just leave it with us. We're going to get it advertised, get it up for sale, and return you as close to what we can. Like, obviously, I'd love to be saying I'll give you 100 grand for it, but
chuck it out there. Let's see what's going on.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Yeah? Cool. Done. Thank you, mate.
No worries, pal. No worries.
After filming the video, we got the truck back to Binker for a PDI, a valet and some photos, and got it advertised for £39,000 plus VAT.